Rex is just going to start with a quick opening statement, and then we'll go to questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Rex, whenever you're ready.
Right. I'd like to start off by saying that I'm extremely proud to be the Syracuse Orangeman. The way that this entire school has handled this situation, from my teachers to the athletic training staff, to coaches that are currently here, to coaches that I met here that have moved on to other places, the support's been phenomenal. Everyone's been super willing to work with me, and obviously a huge shout out to my family. I wouldn't be standing here today, working out with my team if it wasn't for the work that my mom put in, the work that my dad put in, the time that my brother and sister spent with me, just helping me be happy. So it's been a cohesive effort, and cancer's in the rearview mirror. I'm 100% cured. There's no, I don't have to go back for a yearly scan or anything like that. It's all completely done. I want to get in the best shape I possibly can. So come August 1st, I'm ready to compete, and I don't think it'll take Coach E very long to get me there because he's working us out great. But just having cancer in the rearview mirror has made me extremely appreciative of just the small things in life and how you might take things for granted and get caught up in wins and losses, but truly life's a beautiful thing, and I'm extremely excited to be where I am today.
Questions for Rex?
Yeah. Go ahead. Rex, Jeff Kulikowski from News Channel 9. We chatted a couple months ago. Can you explain to me, put into words, what that moment was like June 1st when you're down at Moffitt and you go over and ring that bell? What's that feeling like?
Leading up, I've been looking towards June 1st for so incredibly long, and when it was finally that day, it seemed like the light at the end of the tunnel. And I knew that even though June 1st is my last day, it's still going to take me, 4 or 5 days to truly recover and start feeling like myself. But when they took my IV or my PICC line out, it was magical. I was sitting in the seat and I was just like hugging my mom. We were both crying. We were just so incredibly happy. And walking down the hallway and seeing all the nurses who had been with me for so many hours and gone through, so much with me, seeing me finally walk out of there and ring that bell, I can't even put it into words. The closest thing I could say is that it felt like beating Clemson. I mean, you just feel so incredibly accomplished and so ecstatic that, you feel like nothing in your life could ever go wrong. And so that's the closest thing I can compare it to.
There you go.
On a similar note, not only did you beat cancer, but you're ready to go within a few months. You're going to be there on August 1st. Have you thought about that accomplishment? That not only do you beat this terrible thing, but you're not going to miss any playing time.
Right. And that's a huge testament to my mom cramming all these green drinks down my throat, and my doctors putting me on a regimen where I was able to work out between treatments and throw the football around, and my high school coach letting me come out and use the field and use some of his receivers. I didn't fall too far behind. Obviously, I lost a little bit of weight, but nothing crazy. And I'm here today, and I knew that I could do it, but I definitely owe a huge thank you to my support system and the people who have reached out to me to kind of keep me going.
On the way back?
How long were you in the hospital for?
So chemo first started, that I would go in and I would be there for about 4.5 hours. 2 of those hours would be just liquid hydration, and then 2 of those hours would be the actual chemo drugs themselves. As that went along, there were a few complications, and we had to kind of restructure my chemo program, and by the end I was spending 6 hours in the hospital just because I had to take the drugs in slow, because they are, they're extremely hard on your body, they're extremely hard on your systems, and it's hard to, there's not a set plan that works for everybody, so obviously there's some adjusting to be done. So by then it would be about 6 hours a day.
I guess what I'm looking at is, as a football player, as someone who's got a dad that's a football player, you're kind of a type A personality where, you're on a schedule, you're on a regimen, you're always doing things. How difficult was that period of time when you just got to sit there and just be alone with your thoughts?
It was a lot harder the first week because I wanted to be Superman. I wanted to act like cancer wasn't happening to me. I wanted to be writing essays during my chemo. I wanted to be getting things done, and I just came to the realization that cancer kind of throws everything else out the window. And while I'm still looking to get back on the field, looking to finish school, when I'm sitting in that chair, I'm fighting for my life, and it deserves my undivided attention. So I kind of relaxed on being such a type A person and wanting to get so many things done and realizing like, wow, this is extremely important. This is extremely powerful stuff, and I need to be in tune with, what my heart rate is if I'm feeling short of breath, and I need to concentrate on myself for those 6 hours.
A lot of times when you're in a situation like that, you're used to being one way, and now you're kind of acting in a different way. Do you discover new things about yourself during that time?
100%. I've been wearing, an Apple Watch at workouts just so I could track my heart rate. And you kind of just learn what different things in your blood mean, what you can do to, help when those levels go down. I didn't know what a hemoglobin was before this, but now I know, that affects the amount of oxygen that's going through my blood. So it is, it was similar to when I tore my ACL. I learned a lot about ligaments and how to strengthen your knee. So here we are. I've learned a lot about just the respiratory system, blood, kidneys, and I think it's made me a more well-rounded person, but it definitely came at a cost.
Steven?
I think early in the process you talked about wanting to be kind of a role model for kids who are going through cancer. What was the human aspect of it like, interacting with other people? I don't know if people reached out to you, but what was that like? Well,
I want to start off on that note by just saying I kind of owe you guys a thank you, because this has become a story, and this has been able to affect a lot of people, and I kind of owe a thank you to you guys for creating that story and allowing me to impact other people, because somebody came up to me in Syracuse and they wheeled their IV pole over to me and just said, hey, you're that kid that threw the touchdown. I didn't think I was going to make it through my chemo, but after seeing you play a football game, I know I can do it. And I know it sounds corny, but it really moved me. And it's easy to stand up here and say, oh, I want to help other people. But when someone actually comes up to you and says, hey, man, you really inspire me, I felt I can't even describe it. I felt euphoric. It was wow, here I am fighting for my life, maybe feeling a little bit sorry for myself, and here's somebody else who's seen what I'm going through and has drawn power from it. And that's when I kind of felt you know what, this isn't about me, this is about somebody else that I don't even know who's going to hear about this, and this is going to help them. So because it's become a story, it's truly allowed me to push through some of the darkest times and some of the hardest times where, it's just me and my mom, and we're hugging it out, and we're nervous, and we don't really know what's going to happen. It's bigger than me, and that's a testament to you guys for creating this story the way it is.
Jeff, you mentioned dark times. Were those early on, or were those all the way through? And what are those like?
Right. So when I get out of the hospital, it's usually on the Friday in the afternoon, and once your body's really waned off all the fluids, you're not as super hydrated as you are, and it allows kind of the lasting effects of the chemo to set in. And the best way I could describe it is, it's like when you get off a roller coaster and you feel kind of dizzy, but there's nothing you can really do about it. That's how I would feel. I'd feel like I could, maybe lose consciousness, and I would stand up just to go to the restroom, and I'd be dizzy. And you experience effects that feel like it's super hard to think. It's hard to concentrate, almost like ADD type feeling. So they call it chemo brain, and it's a known thing, but I obviously felt that. So it felt like I was kind of tearing my body down. I'm sitting in a chair, so my muscles are, I'm a prideful guy. I like to look in the mirror and feel good about myself, and I couldn't do that. So, it kind of made me question, what are we doing here? We're talking about a lymph node that's 4 millimeters over the size so it's 4 millimeters bigger than what they would just say, okay, we're just going to watch it. So instead it's 4 millimeters over that line, so I have to go through treatment. And I was thinking, man, this is a whole lot of drugs for 4 millimeters. I'm destroying myself. And my mom and I would sit there, we'd talk about it, and we'd call people, and there was people that we found who felt the same way I did and grew up to be doctors. And so I knew that I could make it through, but it is extremely trying and kind of makes you second guess what you're doing.
In the back.
As far as teammates, I know while you're busy dealing with this, you know, they've got classes, workouts, kind of stuff like that. What kind of support did you get from them, and did you get a lot of support from maybe some teammates who's had family members that have dealt with cancer?
Right. I mean, the best example I can give is that our punter Nolan Cooney went through the same exact thing that I did, and I would call him and I'd be close to tears. I'd be like, man, you know, you're perfectly healthy now. Did you go through the same exact side effects that I did? And he did. And it's just knowing that someone else went through the same feelings, the same mindset, and made it out and is a healthy individual, like that really helped me. And then not to mention, even just seeing my teammates posting pictures of workouts and everything, it kind of gave me something to work for. Like, wow, like I'm going to be back there. You know, I shouldn't lose hope because there is a beautiful place that I'm going to be able to get back to and get back with my best friends and my teammates. So being a part of this team has definitely helped me through this.
Steven?
What was that moment like coming back? I don't know, whenever you rejoined practice?
I just remember walking through those two side doors to our weight room and kind of making eye contact with Coach E, and he's smiling, and he's not a very emotional guy, but to see him smile, just everybody give me a high five. Like, I know it's corny, but man, I missed it. I gave a million hugs the first day I was back. I would see people, and you know, they could see me from afar because I got the bald head, and they'd run up and give me a hug. So I mean, it's just really special. It makes you feel loved, and that might sound corny too, but just to feel like there's guys who truly have my best interest in mind and truly look out for me and were truly happy to see me. I mean, there's nothing like it. It's like an extended family.
What was that first workout like?
Well, the first real workout was today, and I mean, I was struggling to keep up just because they've been 3 weeks deep, and you know, but I made it through all the sprints. I didn't quite make my times, but I didn't skip a single one. I got all my reps. And obviously I'll, you know, be back probably within a week of where I was, but it feels amazing again that my problems throughout the day are, man, like my muscles hurt, like I'm sore, like it's just really beautiful that's the peak of my, you know, issues right now, sore muscles and cramps. I missed that.
Nico?
So now you are able to kind of think about this. Have you thought about what it'll be like in that tunnel when you're about to run out against Western Michigan in a couple months?
I've felt that feeling before after tearing an ACL and not playing my senior year of high school. I know what football means to me, and I've teared up multiple times, not necessarily running out of the tunnel, but when I'm running onto the field, whether it was for special teams last year or when I actually started a game. There's, you know, that's why we play. Running out on the field, you know, it almost brought me to tears, and then throwing a touchdown, I'm not going to lie, tears were coming out. It's just, we worked so hard, you know, for an entire year to play a, you know, 60-minute of playing time game. So, you know, I really cherish those moments, and they mean an extreme amount to me, and that's why we work the way we do, and that's why, you know, I've been dying to get back here, is just for those 15-minute quarters and, you know, being out just during the season. That's why we work.
Jackson, what's the summer look like? So you're back here. You plan to spend most of the summer up here, just working out, getting yourself back to where you were pre-cancer, and then ready for.
Yes, sir. So I'm back here for the summer, but not only do I want to get myself in the physical shape that I was before and more, but I also have to finish school because I wasn't able to finish all my classes because I had to make chemo my #1 priority. So I'm meeting with my teachers, who fortunately all are, you know, around Syracuse this summer. So that's also, you know, extremely important to me. Being in Newhouse and being a prideful student is to, you know, finish and get back on the dean's list where I was before.
Any other questions for Rex? All right, Rex, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you, guys.